this is there are two issues, obviously transportation, which is where the bulk of the petroleum products are being used in this country for our automobiles. But our generation plants for the grid primarily come from coal, 53% from coal. About 1% comes from petroleum. So that's not as much of an issue in the grid. I've said, look, and I don't take nuclear power off the table. I know there are serious issues on waste and transportation, but a serious discussion about dealing with global warming, you cannot leave the carbon-producing coal operating our grid and then get serious about dealing with this issue of global warming. So I know there are those, and I'm for them, I'm not going to jump to the nuclear option here, but I don't think you can take it off the table either, and I don't. I want you to know that. I believe that if you got the kind of work that can be done, the international consortiums and so forth, to deal with some of these issues, already there are some improvements with the dry casks and so forth that have at least eliminated temporarily the need to collect the waste that exists in 103 different sites around the country and put it under one place, which I oppose in Yucca Mountain right now because of the geological problems that are associated with that site. So we're not as bad a shape as we were a few years ago when we didn't have the containment ability to limit the danger of exposure as a result of that. But a lot more work needs to be done. But you're honest, right? You're correct, absolutely. You cannot deal with the second part of this equation. We're not going to operate the grid, at least at this juncture, with wind or solar power. Here, it's going to take a major source of power to do it, and until you deal with the coal issue. Now, there's some talk about liquefaction of coal and so forth, which some people are talking about, but there's a lot of pollutant problems with coal liquefaction. It's not as easy as some would suggest, and there are issues around it. But an honest answer about this is you have to have natural gas. Is again less of a problem in certain areas that we can also talk about as a way of dealing with the grid issues. But you've got to deal with that part of the equation. Now,